You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. I'm gonna make sure the microphone's working, y'all. 1 second. Alright, y'all, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump right back into Wolf's Path, shall we? Alrighty. Yeah, very pretty. There's a wolf looking stoic as ever. Is his name really just Wolf? Come on now, he's got to have a different name than just Wolf. She looks around as if reassuring herself of her conclusion. We're not tacking or steering away from it, at least. As the Conway sails onward, the glow is only becoming more brilliant. Most of the crew could read it by now, you're certain. Not just you, with your keen vision. Hold at your arm to catch a bit of spray. The water is still bracingly cold. I wonder if this is a good omen. Neither of them answer. Regia is the picture of poise, with the light flashing in her eyes as the ship's bow splits the waves. Wolf gives no outward sign, but he is looking at the water, having not returned to absently staring at the horizon. You never seen this before, Wolf? Troll would. Come again? The glow of rotting trees. They use it to mark paths, sometimes for travelers. Oh. You'd never heard anything like that before. And that happens with ships too? How would I know? Apparently it does. It must be a good omen, then. You and your omens. Maybe you are a sailor. With that, he turns back to the glinting, dancing light thrown off as the Conway sails onward. The ship's wake, spreading behind you, is a gleaming foam, as if some fantastic dream is slowly fading, has left its mark on the waking world. Beyond the glow lies Mogador. Beyond that, can't say for certain. Perhaps none of you can. You can only appreciate what the moment has brought you. Perhaps Wolf was right. Then again, I've been called worse things. Sunday, June 19th, 1791. Day 14. Mogador, Morocco, Atlantic coast of northern Africa. Morocco. The port of Mogador is tantalizingly close. The city's walls are straight, imposing, and precise, exactly like you've always imagined a castle might look. Conway is near enough for you to see each wave, breaking against the cliffs, and your excitement is growing increasingly difficult to contain. You're not the only one waiting. Arthur and 2 sailors took the jolly boat ashore to negotiate your entry into the port. You don't know how long it usually takes, but it feels like an eternity. For now, the ship is all but motionless, rocking gently at anchor. There is, as always, the usual work required to keep the Conway, well, ship shape, but compared to the previous weeks of sailing, that's hardly a chore at all. And, of course, one of sailing ship's most precious commodities is rumor and speculation. You decide to figure out if anyone else knows more about what's going on. Water time. Ask Wolf. You've docked before, right? What? Of course. I wasn't born on the Conway. Well, I know. If you're going to ask a question, at least ask it. I was just wondering if this is usual, just waiting. I don't know about Morocco. You think that it's different? I suppose I don't know means something different than I always thought it did. Fine. I'm just eager to see what the city is like. You're not? A harbor, buildings, people. A whole new group of them for you to ignore, even. Wolf's thin, dark smile is one you're all too familiar with by now, but at least he's not glaring at you. It's useful to stay in practice. Might find something to enjoy, when we get there. If we get there. You can sate your curiosity soon enough. That's the jolly boat, isn't it? So it is. As it comes closer, you can see that a 4th figure has joined the sailors from the Conway. Samuel is already making his way over to the davits, which the crew are swinging out in preparation. You decide to see what's going on, even if you can already guess it'll mean being asked to help. Wolf shrugs, watching you go without following. Sure enough, no sooner do you hear Arthur ordering the jolly boat hoisted back aboard than one of the crew motions toward the ropes. Make yourself useful and help grab the falls, why don't you? You join 3 other sailors on the right davit. Samuel directs you with his paws, keeping the 2 teams hauling at the same speed lest you tip the boat over. It's hard work, but at least you're close enough to see the newcomer. He's a cheetah, dressed in light, flowing robes. You imagine he must not be a sailor. Even in a strange new land like Morocco, those kind of loose-fitting clothes are just asking to be caught up in a block or blown into his face under a stiff wind. A simple merchant? A government official? Nobility, perhaps? What voice was I doing for, Arthur? Mr. O'Connor! Arthur steps aboard first. First, after you've secured the falls and the jolly boat is stable, the maned wolf comes to attention. Reflexively, so do you. After all, what if the cheetah is a Moroccan prince? Yes, sir. His clothing presents no hindrance when the cheetah makes his graceful way over the gunwale. Arthur gestures towards him in introduction. Arit Abu al-Barakat is our pilot. I've assured him we're in perfect health and don't need to be quarantined. Quarantines around here. Are they expecting the plague? But that's true, yes. We're all healthy here. Indeed. Now, that means we can weigh anchor and head for our berth at once. There is a complication. Sir? Normally we'd pass north of Mogador Island into the port, but Ariat believes we should sail around the island and approach from the south. The wind today, not as good. Maybe tomorrow, but we've got cargo waiting to be loaded. And, as we say, time is golden. The charts we acquired before leaving show the southern span to be rocky and shallow enough to walk across at low tide. I don't know about you, but in my calculations, a grounded ship is the largest pile of coins sinking to the depths of the ocean. I need not fear it, sir. Before, yes, but not now, even for you. You'll have 1 foot, 2, perhaps. Ariat tells us that the shoals have been dredged. The channel is narrow. All the same, I'm convinced we can manage it. Yes, sir. No doubt, Mr. Hudson. You trust your crew? A confident smile spreads across Arthur's face. They're the best I've had the pleasure of sharing the deck with. Then is no problem. They get you in safely. Keep steady, no rush. Pay attention. You heard the man. I need you to move smartly, but I know I get nothing less from you, Mr. O'Connor. As if I was your right arm, sir. Good lad. Ariat, this way, please, to the helm. Once he's gone, Samuel summons the crew around him with an expansive wave of his long arm. Listen up! We're going to weigh anchor and round that fucking island there. That rocky, unfamiliar island. Do you follow me? Not a sound comes from the crowd, just a uniform nod. Good! Do exactly as I say it. I won't even threaten the lash. The maned wolf favors you and the others with a fanged grin. Like the wagging tails and such. Because if you mess this up and we ground, it's a long swim back. And if it's you who caused the grounding, then you better be able to swim for two, as sure as shit will make you drag me all the way. Now, we're on a close reach, and I expect Arthur will be wanting to keep most of the sails furled. So, we're going to divide up and mind the ones we are using. Stay focused. Now then, Wolf, I want you to take the spanker. You and, pick someone. Wolf's muzzle works wordlessly as he considers his options. Finally, with a light shake of his head, he points to you. Well, come on, then. You allow yourself to feel at least a little bit of self-confidence returning. Me? You want me to help? Someone who is worried about their past mistakes is someone who will be doing their best. Well, I suppose that's still to help. Not for conversation. You bite your tongue and follow, Wolf to the stern. You're only there a minute or so before Samuel's voice carries back to the two of you. Wolf! Sheet the spanker! You follow Wolf's lead, taking hold of the rope and pulling it as taut as you can. The wind is stiffer than you'd expected, fighting both of your best efforts. When Wolf stops to secure the rope to its cleat, you brace yourself with all your might. But it's true enough. The sail fills out nicely. It's going to be like this the whole way, isn't it? With her bow pointed against the wind, Conway's mainsails are useless. Her course relies on the fore and aft sails and the skill of the crew steering her. Could be worse. As it is, you can almost feel tomorrow's mornings ache in your muscles already. Could it? We're not rowing. Conway makes its way south. The island of Mogador drifts inexorably off the ship's port side. There isn't much activity on it. Indeed, you're not sure it's inhabited at all. You can see the ruins of a few buildings, either deliberately dismantled or simply worn down by centuries of use and weather. You wonder how old your village was. You'd never really thought about it before. It was timeless in its own way, although none of the buildings had anything like the same kind of ancient imposing character as these ruins. The kind of adventure is worth a bit of soreness. A flapping sound, steadily growing louder, summons your thoughts away from the conclusion. It's drawing Wolf's attention, too. It's luffing. We need to adjust the sheet. You sound like a proper tar by now. I've been paying attention. The spanker is no longer filled out. The edges of the sail are beginning to flutter and snap. You take a deep breath, steel yourself, and take hold of the sheet. Working together, the two of you hold the sail taut, a grueling, continuous process as the ship's course changes. Wolf catches your eye and your gritted teeth. His expression, too, is tense with exertion. I'd almost rather be rowing.
No, you wouldn't.
Hey! Conrad, who had been keeping an eye on the proceedings, is now making his way towards you. Oh, Conrad, okay.
Get ready to haul that sail! Haul it, or sheet it out. Rail it up, we're going to where?
What? A barked call from Samuel preempts any explanation. Excuse me. Wolf, you two stand by to haul on the spanker.
Got it.
Wolf shouts back, although he doesn't seem to know what's going on any more than you do. A moment later, Arthur's voice rings out.
Helm, hard to starboard.
Now, Wolf! Conrad watches you haul away for a few seconds before the lynx grunts and joins in, grabbing hold of the stout rope himself. With three of you on the task, it goes relatively smoothly. Hard over, aye, sir! By the time you hear that acknowledgement, you have the sail mostly furled.
Make me take a bloody line, huh?
You sort of volunteered.
We're wearing ship, crossing the direction of the wind. Sail snaps from this way, that way.
He pantomimes with that a crisp flick of his paw.
Wind like this? Well, they ain't gonna make me clean you off the deck, but Sam would be right pissed if I bollocksed up with his new landsman. And your thick skulls might put a hole in something. Then I'd be busy patching us open instead of enjoying Mogda. However the hell you say it. Morocco.
Sure enough, you can feel the wind change direction as the Conway turns to port, rounding the island and coming about on a northerly tack. Keep the spanker furled! Wolf, James, get your horses forward! We might need you! Conrad returns to his post while you and Wolf tie off the halyards and make your way over to where the rest of the crew is working the staysails and jibs, albeit more calmly now that the turn is finished. Mogador, the city, lies directly ahead. The wind has the ship's sails filled out, although now that you're in the lee of the island, it's a gentler, steady breeze. The lee side of the islands is studded with ramparts, complete with what you're certain must be cannons. There are no soldiers, but it only adds to the exciting feeling that you're truly entering someplace new and different. Your fellow crew seem to think so too. There's a buzz of anticipation, their attention torn between the lines and taking the activity of a bustling harbor town. A bit fast. Must be 5 or 6 knots now. Perce, who must have been manning one of the staysails, mutters, looking over the side at the water running past. He raises his voice. Planning to beat her, Sam? We're fine, Perce. Get ready to brief the stays. Relay that now, till Mr. Hudson says otherwise. The jackal glowers, staring pointedly at the water as if he can already sense an impending catastrophe. All you can hear from Arthur is a few corrections to the helm, keeping you in the shipping channel. The order to haul in the sails comes as you leave the lee of the island, and the Conway turns back into the wind. The ship loses speed remarkably quickly, at that point coasting towards an open space that must be the berth you've been assigned. Now then, who's got good aim? I guess I do. You're not sure what he's got in mind, but Samuel has the respect of the officers, and you like to earn his respect in turn. I think I do. Is that so, then? I appreciate the enthusiasm. Still going to make a good impression, eh? Grinning, he picks something off the deck and hands it to you. It's solid and fairly hefty. A lump of bronze, perhaps, or maybe even lead. You see them boys waiting on the pier? Yes. What'd I tell you? Hit the closest one. Like. Oh, what? This is pretty heavy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!